What's going on, YouTube? I'm back again with another quick tutorial. Today I have a Galaxy S21 Ultra, and this tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how to open the back glass without breaking it. In this case I'm going to do a screen repair, but I just thought I'll show the first step is removing the back glass. These are a bit challenging sometimes, but once you get down to it and once you get used to the adhesive and whatnot, they become pretty easy over time. Well, so what you got to do is pretty much heat it up, either using a heat gun or a heat platform, heat table, whichever you want to call it. Um, in my case, I'm going to be using the heat table at a consistent temperature. And I'm going to heat it up for about, give or take, 10 minutes at a controlled temperature. If you use a heat gun, you try to move the gun around rather than just focusing on one spot. If you do, the other side would cool down, and when you try to open it, it's going to be a little bit challenging. Like I said, once it's heated up, we're going to begin the next step. So let me go ahead and place this on the heat table for about 10 minutes. Give or take, the control temperature that I use is about 80 degrees. I mean, it could be more or less, but I put it down for about 10 minutes, try to open it up, go for another 10 minutes, and try to keep that heat consistent throughout the whole process. So I'm going to go ahead and place this on the heat table. All right, now that we have the 10 minutes up and whatnot, most people use a suction cup, one of these. But as long as you get a good quality pry tool, yeah, we're talking about the suction cups and whatnot, but I use the pry tool. As long as you have a good quality pry tool, thin, because there's different types, because trust me, I've been using different types. This one's a little too thick. This one's thin and just right for the job. And the most important detail is you need good quality cards. This is what I use, especially in this case, to avoid it cracking, compared to these are cheaper quality ones. Not sure if you can see through the camera, but you can definitely see some difference. This is a little more glossy compared to this one, but let's begin. The back glass comes off completely with the camera glass, so you don't want to just try to pry this off individually. So it helps to try to get everything off in one shot. You can go from the side, which I usually do. You just need enough room to lift up, and then you slide. Not sure if you can see between the frame and the glass. If the glass is heated up just in the if the back glass is heated up enough, it should just wiggle free or be easy for you to move your pry tool. Now you don't want to do it too hard, just enough to where you can get the pry tool in. Now if it's still too tough to get through, then you would have to heat your phone up to loosen the glue up a little more. But since we have it pried up just enough to where we can fit some cards in, then we should be good. There we go. If you feel your phone cool down, you're gonna have to heat it up again. My goal is to try to get this card in. There we go. So it's in, and I felt that the glue is hardening again, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up and let it and heat it up. Again, like I said, if you're using a heat gun, go ahead and try to get all corners heated evenly, and to keep that consistent heat, and you keep prying until you eventually get your card in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the plate for a couple more minutes, and we'll begin again. All right, after leaving it on the hot plate for a couple more minutes, it should be soft. And the reason I'm saying use good quality cards is because it makes a difference compared to the cheaper ones. You're gonna use about, if I'm correct, 15 to 20 of those compared to this. This is still my first one, and is working miracles. This model doesn't have any cables, so you don't have to worry about I guess ripping the cable. You just got to try to get the edges to avoid any damage to the battery. I mean, it shouldn't happen, really rare unless you're prying everything in there completely. But other than that, like I said, just straightforward, loosen it up, and once you get to the side, you can see it curves up. But my goal is just to go around and come up, and it should come up from this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that card in there. This is a process, slowly but surely. It still needs to be heated up a little bit more because I feel it a little bit tough on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on the plate. All right, once we have it on the hot plate, after a couple of minutes, we're gonna go ahead and, again, like I said, proceed to this next side. And if it's heated up enough, it should just pop right off without any, or not too much pressure. And the goal here, guys, is to have patience. If this is your first time, don't overdo it. You can break it, but like I said, since it's heated enough, I'm just gonna flip the card over. It should just come right off. And once you get to the top, just be patient with the camera glass. There you go. Just make sure everything's free. Just gonna lift it up a tad bit, just to where I get the card in. Okay. And again, like I said, you just gotta try to get it under the camera glass. If it won't budge, just pry it up just a tad bit. Again, this is still hot, not too hot, but it's hot enough for the glue to be loose. Let's go ahead and try to. There we go. There we go. Just needs that last push because it's practically free. But like I say, I'm just trying to be patient here rather than just trying to wiggle everything free. There we go. And it's just right there, so just gonna pry it up from that side gently. As you can see, I'm going between the frame and the camera glass. And then free and clear. Get this out of the way. It was helping, but just to break that glue off. You can still see somewhat of the glue there, still holding on. I was just trying to break that bond, not the glass now. There we go. And just like that, we have the back glass off in one piece, with a little bit of work on this side. Again, you see how it goes in on this side, so you try to get it underneath. This part is a little harder on this side, so I guess if you use a pry tool, just make sure you don't pry or if you do pry up, just a tad bit, don't overdo it, or if not, like I say, you can just end up breaking on the other sides. But in this case, it did take a little bit of work. With the right tools, pretty much good, not cheap cards, and I was able to do this. Overall, I would say it took about 25 minutes, 35, give or take 25 to 35 minutes, for adding time the 2 or 3 times that I heated up. But it's good to go. If you found this video helpful, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.